Hey guys, it's me, Ciel or CJ, whichever you'd like to call me as. Today I just wanted to explain something really important that I found out recently, actually just tonight, and it's why you should fully max out the traits on your blue gear before putting it into your purple gear. Now I know a lot of you have already heard probably countless times from other YouTubers that um, yeah, you should max out your blue gear before transferring it to your purple gear, right? But today I'm going to explain to you exactly why you should do that, the reason behind that. Now, for example, I just want to show you here, I actually got a new sword from a guild raid recently, the Adentis Gargantuan Greatsword, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to transfer my current sword to it, which is the Duke Magnus Provoking Warblade, as you can see here. Now, if I go to my character sheet here, my profile, you can see that my Duke Magnus Provoking Warblade only has 48 blessing. Now, why is this a problem? This is a problem because I could have had more blessings on this if I had chosen to do this correctly, but I hadn't known at the time when I first started the game. Like, I know everyone was advising new players to just max out your traits before transferring it to your purple gear, but I didn't know the reason why, nor did I have the Lucent at the time to max out my traits, and I'll get more in depth to that later. So for example, what I wanted to explain is that each weapon or each armor that's blue tier, it is advised and most recommended to fully trade it out before transferring it to your purple gear, because what it does is it gives you blessings. Now, the amount of blessings is the crucial part. If you transfer a fully traded out blue gear to your purple gear, it will give you exactly 960 blessings. Okay? Now, what happened over here was, at the time when I first transferred my blue sword to my Duke Magnus Provoking Warblade, I messed up really huge because I didn't fully trade out my blue sword. The reason I didn't trade out my blue sword was because, like, hit chance, heavy attack chance, and critical hit chance traits, right? They're going for stupid expensive right now on the market. Like, you just, it's difficult to fully trade a blue sword with all three of those traits as a new player, right? Realistically, I'm sure a lot of people had the same issue. So at the time, I didn't know what to do, and then I got a purple sword, and pretty much I just transferred my blue sword to this Duke Magnus Provoking Warblade. Now, the issue is, now I only have 48 blessing on this. I could have gotten a lot more if I had chosen to just be patient and max out my blue sword completely, you know? And it's really important that you do, because I'll explain it here right now. If you max this out, for example, like my Crusader Greaves, and I were to transfer this to purple pants right now, it would net me 960 blessings, right? For example though, what if I didn't trade out these Greaves? What if I only had melee evasion on it and it was just the first, literally just the first enhancement? I didn't further enhance it with traits any further. There's no ranged evasion, there's no max health, forget about that. It's just one enhancement, just like this sword over here. Now, if I were to transfer that onto a purple pants, it would net me just a little bit of blessings. But the key thing to think about here is when I try to start fail stacking those purple pants, each fail stack is will net me 40 blessings. Okay? So each fail stack will net me 40 blessings onto that purple, and why that's such a big deal is because if you take a look at these blue Greaves right now, you can see that there's 9 enhancement slots. 3 for melee evasion, 3 for ranged evasion, and 3 for max health, right? Now, let's say I were to transfer that to purple pants, for example, right? If I didn't if I didn't max trait this and I only had one trait on it and I transferred it to the purple pants, and I were to fail stack the purple pants with a blue tier pants each time to try to, you know, build blessings, I would get 40 blessings each for every failed attempt at upgrading the purple with a blue tier trait. Now, why is this important? If you multiply the enhancement slots here, so there are 9 on this blue tier greaves, right? If I multiply 9 by 40, what do I get left with? 9 times 40, 360 blessings, right? So if I were to upgrade this sword pretty much, right, with the same amount of blues that I upgraded these blue greaves, for example, it would net me 360 blessing for 9 failed attempts. Okay? Now, why this is important? Because I had already used it on this blue greaves right here, I upgraded all the way with 9 enhancements. The reason this is important is because if I were to do those one by one on the purple sword, it would only net me 360. But for some reason, if you do it on your blue gear first, it will net you 960. I don't know the reason behind that, but that's literally what it is. I just found that out like right now, why the reason you should be maxing your blues first. If you literally max your blue gear first all the way, and then you transfer to your purple gear, that's pretty much 2 free enhancements using blue gear. As you guys know from my previous video, that it takes 450 blessings to guarantee an enhancement using a blue tier trait on a purple tier weapon or armor. Now, if I were to do it one by one, I would have wasted 600 worth of blessings. That's pretty much one guaranteed and almost a second guaranteed enhancement right there. So that's the reason why you want to max enhance a blue tier piece of equipment first before transferring it to your purple. Now I'm going to go even further in depth with this to show you how to save and save your lucent, and go about transferring those blessings to your purple and not make the same mistake I did with my purple weapon. So what I'm going to do now is what you could do if this is especially useful for newcomers and new players. If you have a blue tier weapon currently and you're still in the early game, what you can do is like, let me use an example, just a random sword, Dead Reckoning, right? This is one of the early game weapons. As you can see here, these are currently the traits for this specific blue tier sword. Now you can see the top 3 most desired traits are hit chance, heavy attack chance, and critical hit chance, right? They're all relatively more expensive than undead bonus damage, max mana, and mana cost efficiency, for example, right? Especially these two, hit chance and heavy attack chance. That's nearly 4 times worth more than, you know, mana cost efficiency, almost 5 times with the hit chance. But my point here, guys, is what you could do to save your lucent, because you're transferring the blue gear to your purple gear anyways, the blessings that you pick don't matter. Okay, like that's not going to transfer. Like, you're not going to transfer heavy attack chance, hit chance, or critical chance to your purple weapon when, even though you like fully traded out your blue weapon with these traits. It's going to be completely reset. The only thing you retain are the blessings, and you will retain 960 of them if you fully trade out your blue weapon first. Now, why is this important to know? Because as you can see here, these are the 3 cheapest options, right? So if you guys are following along, what I could do, the strategy here, is you want to pick these 3, the cheapest 3 traits of a weapon or a piece of any equipment, and you want to fully trait that out with those the most garbage 3 traits you can find on the market. So if I were to, I'm not going to do this because I don't have that much lucent. I don't want to waste it, nor can I even attempt to do this anymore with my own weapon because it's already enhanced, unfortunately. But this is the greatest thing I wish I would have known as an early player, and something I screwed up with, because my current sword, I now lost out on, like, I don't know, 960 blessings pretty much, you know? I only have 48 right now on my sword, and I just missed out on 2 guaranteed enhancements that are now gonna cost me an extra probably 1,000 lucent, you know. So let me teach you guys how to go about this. What you want to do is you want to get your actual sword, your Dead Reckoning. If you got lucky and actually got a garbage trait on it already, all you have to do is buy like uh 2 of these for the initial one. Like let's say I got a mana cost efficiency on my Dead Reckoning sword. What I would do is purchase 2 of these mana cost efficiency ones so I could fully trade out the other 2 slots. Right? I'm not gonna do that. I almost did it. But next what I would do is I would go for the next crap tier trait, which is max mana, right? I would buy 3 of them. 1 for unlocking the trait, and then the other 2 for finishing the upgrade. You see my point here? The next thing I would do is go for the third cheapest one, which is undead bonus damage, and then rinse and repeat. Buy 1 for the trait to unlock it, and then buy 2 more for upgrading it fully. Once you've completed that, you should now have a fully traded out blue sword. It'll have undead bonus damage, max mana, or whatever the third trait was. And basically, you just level it to level 9, and then you would transfer it to, let's say, your new sword over here, your purple sword. Alright? What that'll do is net you 960 blessings to guarantee, just like what I explained earlier. Versus doing what I did over here and transferring my blue sword that I thought I couldn't afford traits at the time because I was focusing on, you know, hit chance, heavy attack chance, and critical hit chance. There's no need for that early game, especially with blues, because you're just going to lose those traits anyways once you transfer to your purple gear. What you want to do, the real strategy here, is to buy the most garbage traits on your blue gear early on if you really want to save lucent. Like if you're a free-to-play player like me and you want to save lucent, you want to buy the most garbage traits, transfer it to your purple tier weapon or equipment, whatever you have, whether it be an armor or an accessory too, and then you'll have 2 guaranteed traits in the form of blessings. If you guys caught that. So yeah, please let me know in the comments if you guys have any other questions. Just to reiterate here, my mistake was that I had a blue sword and I was so focused on trading it with hit chance and heavy attack chance and critical hit chance that, you know, I felt like, you know, these traits are too expensive. I'm never gonna get these in time, you know. And I decided, you know, because I'm not gonna get those in time ever, like it's probably gonna take me a month or 2 to even get the lucent to do that, right? I might as well just transfer to my purple tier sword. That is the mindset you don't want to have, because that's what I ended up doing, and I'm now paying the price later on in the game. This is definitely more useful for newer players. I'm not sure, maybe even older players, just in case they didn't know this. But yeah, I've always heard YouTubers like always advise people, you know, like always trade your blues to their maximum, but I never really got the explanation to why, and hence why I made the mistake in the first place. So hopefully this was really helpful to you guys, and yeah, please let me know if you guys have any questions, if there's any other videos you'd like me to make, for sure. Thank you guys. Just a quick advice here. Catch you guys later. Thank you. Bye bye.